Okay, hello and welcome back to Total Drama What If. This is going to be Leshawna's episode, but you might be wondering what's going on here. Well, I'm not going to waste 2 minutes of the video moving everybody into their spots originally, because this is what if Katie and Sadie didn't screw over Leshawna, which means there is a actual vote for who is eliminated. That's why I've been excited to do this one. So let's go ahead and put Owen, Wynn, Heather, Duncan, and Leshawna here. I have them in elimination order for simplicity's sake. And it basically, we'll use Ezekiel as the example since he's my favorite. It's let's say Ezekiel wants Gwen to be out, so we'll put Ezekiel here. But Noah wants Duncan to be out, so we'll put Noah here. And whoever has the most people in theirs by the end is eliminated. So yeah, we're going to start with Jeff, though. Now, who do I think Jeff's going for? I think it's pretty easily going to be Heather. He's buds with Duncan. He doesn't have that bad a relationship with Leshawna. I don't think they really interact that much. Him and Owen are bros, and him and Gwen had a really fun friendship a good time in that one episode. I'm pretty sure he invited her to a party as well. So I think he easily goes for Heather for just being the jerk. Then we have Izzy. Izzy's crazy, but yeah, she's back to being crazy, and I think Izzy would probably vote, if she's truly crazy, she'd probably do kind of a Katie Sadie thing, and vote Owen, so that she can see Owen, because they are together in canon, up until World Tour, if she's truly as crazy. So then we have DJ, and DJ's probably going for Heather just for being mean. He's obviously bros with Duncan and Owen. He's obviously didn't have that strong relationship with Leshawna or Gwen, but it's Heather, so he's definitely going for Heather. Lindsay, who would have guessed, going for Heather. Absolutely hates Heather. Heather got her screwed over. She cussed out Heather, obviously. Bridget, I think Bridget actually goes for Duncan. She wanted to vote out Duncan originally, and she really doesn't like Duncan. She also doesn't like that her boyfriend likes or is friends with Duncan. Yeah, she will probably just go for Duncan. I don't think she really cares about Heather as much either. Trent, obviously going to go for Heather for kissing him and getting him out. Heather's kind of cooked. Oh my gosh. Again, see what I mean? With Gwen is just guaranteed Final 5, and if she's guaranteed if she gets to the Final 5, she's guaranteed Final 2. No one's even voted for her yet. We'll see if that stays. Eva probably goes. She wanted revenge on her team. Mainly Bridget for some reason, but the only non-gopher left is Duncan. And I actually think she would have respect for Duncan, though. She'd probably go with, she'd probably find Owen annoying or Gwen. No, she roots for Gwen originally. So, Owen. Yeah, she'd end up voting for Owen to get out here. Harold, pretty obviously votes Duncan. I mean, who else would Harold vote? Duncan bullied the crap out of Harold for the entirety of Harold's duration in the season, and will continue to throughout Action and World Tour, and would have if there was more seasons with Harold, because there wasn't for some stupid reason. Courtney. Now, Courtney, I'm not going to put Duncan. They still have a good relationship at this point. In fact, no, because Duncan and Gwen haven't had a bonding episode, so I don't think she'll go Gwen. Who's the reason she got out? Harold, and Harold's been out. I'll give it to probably just going with the masses and voting out Heather. I don't think she really cares about any of them as long as it's not Duncan. And she knows if she votes with Heather, who is obviously the main person that everyone wants out, that's more likely that it'll be Heather out instead of Duncan. Sadie is still going to be a retard. They just don't say it out loud. They still know it to themselves, Katie and Sadie. They just get interrupted before they can say it or something like that. So, Sadie still votes for Leshawna. Beth obviously votes for Heather. Duh. Cody probably... I almost said... yeah, I would want to say Cody would vote Gwen so that he can see Gwen around. But is he that desperate? He kind of becomes more of a man and just more of a respectable human being by the time right before he gets mauled by the bear. So I think he would be he'd definitely think about it, but he'd be like, no, that's not a good idea. So he'd probably just end up going for probably just Heather with everyone else. Tyler, duh, he's gonna go with his girlfriend in getting out one of his girlfriend's worst enemies. Katie, along with Sadie's going there. Justin. So Justin probably is going based off pure appearance. And I feel like he's just voting on who he thinks is the ugliest. And I almost said it's Gwen. But I actually think he's going to go Owen. Here. Because, yeah, Owen acted a little weird around him anyway. So I think it's going to go with, yeah, fourth vote for Owen. Obviously, it doesn't actually matter who people are voting for at this point. Because, you know, look at Heather. But I'm still going to do it to be fun. And then Noah. Noah's probably, I mean, he didn't get much of a relationship with Duncan, and if he lasted longer, he'd probably hate Duncan a little more. But I think he ends up becoming friends with Owen, so it's not going to be him. Leshawna, probably not. Heather, maybe Heather, but I think he would respect Heather's game. So I think he actually would be our only one to go Gwen on here, just for lack of a better option. Maybe Duncan. Gwen or Duncan? No, I think he probably likes seeing Harold get annoyed. They're two very different kinds of nerds. And then Ezekiel, obviously Duncan and Owen are off the table, but Heather and Gwen and Leshawna are all from the people that eliminated him, but he's probably like, Gwen, that blue hair woke liberal, so he probably also votes Gwen to get out. So I think this is overall how it would go if this were to actually happen, which I think would be really interesting. And that's obviously not what happened, but that does mean that Heather gets cooked here in Hot's Camture, and Leshawna actually gets to make it farther because she only has Katie and Sadie vote for her. I don't feel like putting all these back in their original order, so I'm just gonna, because I've already been yapping for like 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna put them all in here, and then we'll bring these 5 back in here, and Heather gets out. So yeah, this leads us to our final 4, our fake final 4 episode, which is the same except for instead of Heather, it's Leshawna, so it'd probably go about the same though. Then we get to Are We There Yeti? And they're forced to pick their teams, so it'd probably be about the same. Actually, I could see them doing this, and this is a lot more interesting. Who I think ends up winning in the end, though? Probably Duncan and Leshawna. So when it comes between Gwen and Owen, Chef respects Gwen. Also, Owen stole his, like, cinnamon buns or sticky buns or whatever they are. I'm pretty sure Twinbird told me what they were at one point, but I forgot. And yeah, he definitely takes out Owen here, which leads us to our final 3 challenge. It's funny, 8 minutes of the video we're freaking this, and then now that we're done with this, okay, can y'all see my cursor? I never thought about that. When I say this, y'all can't see that I'm talking about like all these guys, unless I actually, oh, now I can. That's weird. Well, I said this, and then the little extra bit of the video is just this. So then we get to our Triple Dog Dare You. I don't think, is anybody teaming on anybody? I feel like Leshawna and Duncan would at least be okay with each other now after having to team up twice here and in Trial by Charm Triathlon. But I still think, yeah, and Gwen and Duncan never had like a strong relationship in this one. And also Gwen, I don't know if Gwen and Leshawna would team up on Duncan. I don't know if that would happen. Yeah, Leshawna hates Duncan for a little bit more, though. Not hates him, but at least dislikes him. Enough to where she'd still be able to team with Gwen, who is her friend. Because of the whole bullying Harold thing. So I think they still end up... Leshawna, we don't really see her endurance that crazy, but I'm sure it's pretty good, because it's Leshawna. So I think we actually get to our final here. And between Leshawna and Gwen, who do I think deserves to win the season more? I think from a storytelling standpoint, it's Gwen. Again, with Gwen always coming to the finales. At least Leshawna made it to a finale. This might be like the second time that she's made it past Hot Camp Chore. I think she did one other time because I had Jeff get out. because he just had that big of an impact on the season of being a good person. But I didn't do that anymore. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Total Drama What If, and I cannot wait to see y'all in the next one, which will be the second to last one because it will be Duncan's episode. All right, bye y'all.